What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Echo and the Bunnymen. And we're going back to their 1981 album, Heaven Up Here. And the next tune is A Promise, a simple enough concept. Promises can be kept, promises can be broken, they can be issued with the best of intentions but still not fulfilled. They can exist on different scales between you and one other person, or you can promise a great many people something. The nature of the promise could be more significant or more trivial. I wonder what type of promise will be at play here, and whether we get a story in time or whether it's just about the nature of the oath per se. So let's find out. This is Echo and the Bunnymen. The tune is A Promise, and it's from the 1981 album Heaven Up Here. In the post-punk vein, but more on the melodic end of that spectrum. And yeah, McCulloch's vocals like really standing out to me on that one. And yeah, I don't know, it sounded, if anything, like another person kept promising to him that, like, they weren't gonna engage in dubious behavior, but perhaps kept falling short at that point. I'm not sure. Part of me being not sure is because I was keying in on the epic vocals, very haunting. And when they were double layered at the end there, I love the rhythm of that, and just in general the sort of, it had cool flavors like across the track, but that one sort of groove that it would go into, I think like pre-chorus. I'm not sure exactly the structure. I had to listen to it again, but it just had this really like sort of, dramatic's the wrong word, and epic might be too strong of a word, but like atmospheric, I guess. It had this real atmospheric, again, melodic type of post-punk feel. So yeah, top track. That sonically, is an instant favorite. Lyrically, I look forward to hearing what people have to say, and obviously I will re-listen, but again, what little I caught sounded like maybe another person was the person issuing promises and then maybe not keeping them. But I think, again, maybe it was about more than that. Maybe even if that's part of it, it was also, promises that he was making, maybe to himself, maybe to another person, maybe to that other person. But yeah, ultimately, the sonics of this one really caught my ear. So again, it's crazy to think as I go through these different groups, and in some cases like, oh, this sounds like this, and oftentimes like, oh, but right, that was a couple years earlier. I mean, this is still 81, so it's like, you hear phrases like new wave and post-punk and synth rock and so on, and it's like, as an editor, as someone who, has to like carefully craft sentences, semantics, and what like a certain label or a phrase might mean, or what could suitably like fit under that phrase. I'm always thinking about these things, and so when I, listen to music and it's like, man, that's a cool track, and it, I feel like there's a couple different flavors of the genres I just mentioned, but it's, I wonder if I was older in 81 and I was hearing these things, what I would have, what paths I would have gone down. But either way, as someone who was a super young kid, and now as someone who's older, getting to go through all these different groups that I've either known only in very small detail or in some cases not at all, it is very rewarding. So shout out to all the people here for the ride. Shout out to those sharing. Once again, shout out to Amber for sharing Echo and the Bunnymen. And yeah, looking forward to the rest of this album. Again, I feel like I started an album after this, I think, before we finally jump back to Crocodiles, and have now gone forward in time. So it'll be interesting as we keep going through this material, my sense of what their early sound was, and, sort of getting it a little bit out of order, but, mostly forward now. So in any case, let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Peace.